You may have noticed these emails popping up in your inbox. But don't worry, it's not spam. It's the start of a whole new, less creepy internet, and you need to know about it.
It's no good fighting an election campaign on the facts, because actually it's all about emotion.
It has to happen without anyone thinking that's propaganda.
Those are clips from an expose by Channel 4 that show how a shady data company called Cambridge Analytica used data gleaned from Facebook to sway elections for their clients.
Done in Mexico, done in Malaysia, and now moving into Brazil.
That expose led to a lot of flack for Facebook, who were accused of being irresponsible with the data it collects.
Why should we trust Facebook to make the necessary changes to ensure user privacy?
It was a major breach of trust on your part. It was a major breach of your policies. You do not inform the users, which is very odd.
Are you telling the truth, in fact, to us?
In case you haven't heard, Facebook collects your data so it can provide you with a user experience it knows you will enjoy. But it also uses that data to target you with advertising, which is why we get to use Facebook for free. If you find that disconcerting, wait till you hear this.
Many online or internet companies are doing this. In order to provide a service that is effectively free, there always needs to be something that, well, supports the companies.
Yep, that's basically the business model for most of the internet. You trade in your data for free services. That data is valuable because companies can use it to target you with advertising, which sounds like a good deal, until it falls into the wrong hands. Political actors can subvert entire elections, just like in the Cambridge Analytica scandal. Just recently, Russia has been accused of using social media data to polarize public opinion in the US. And on an individual level, businesses can use that data to influence not just what you want to buy, but how you feel, which influences what you want to buy. But now the game is changing. Thanks to the GDPR, or General Data Protection Regulations, vendors are required to have their highest data privacy settings by default.
The new regulation gives a considerable amount of powers to individuals who can now take control over their data. The key issue is transparency. Effectively, they inform them, I am going to use your data for this purpose. Do you agree? Do you not agree? You need to be able to demonstrate that once you receive consent, this consent is absolutely free, it's absolutely informed, and it is, in the online context, pretty much explicit, so it can't be inferred.
So that's why you've been getting all these emails. The GDPR became enforceable on May 25th, 2018, and online companies have been rushing to get your explicit consent so they can continue to get your data. And even though the GDPR is a European Union enforcement, it will likely have global effects.
You need only think of a company that wants to do business in Europe and process data of people in the European Union. They will have to comply with GDPR. European, Malaysian, Chinese, Japanese, if a company in Europe wants to send data to another country outside of the European Union, they have to comply with GDPR rules.
But the GDPR isn't the only protection we have. In Malaysia, we've had data protection legislation since 2010, and it's called the Personal Data Protection Act.
Our Data Protection Act is all about making sure consumers' data is not exploited. They impose certain security measures. You can't just take the data and not take care of the data. You have to give the person notice of how the data is being processed, and I get to exercise choice in whether or not I agree to it. Where the data is stored, if it's outside Malaysia, it must be a country where there are equivalent data protection laws. So the basic ground level protections are all there.
But laws are only as good as how you enforce them, which in the case of the PDPA might not be doing so great. Since 2010, only 5 cases have been brought in violation of the PDPA. And of those 5, none of them involved internet companies, which is pretty scary. Possible reason for the low charges could be that internet users simply aren't reporting any PDPA violations. That's where awareness of our rights as data owners needs to be improved.
The tools are certainly there. Now the real question and the real catalyst to change is whether people will use them and if data protection authorities are willing to enforce them.
Your data is valuable, and as the internet grows, it's only going to become more valuable. So arm yourself with knowledge and report any PDPA violations that you encounter.